3, 2, we've got ignition. 1, we've got RIP. Take off. Hey, you guys know what we on. USC standout quarterback Caleb Williams. Let the NFL tanking begin. This is Mouthpiece Included, our sports/politics podcast where we get it in. Always an open panel, so pull up. Feel free. The link is pinned in the chat. If you do pull up, don't forget to bring your mouthpiece. You know what I mean? So we're going to go ahead and pay some bills here. The show will be starting in 3 minutes. Please take this time to like, share, subscribe, like, share. Once again, subscribe. I think we're good here.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
I was very, very angry because I was learning about the history of what happened to us, and that's what Roots did to me. It brought a lot of those feelings out of me, and I became very disturbed by it, and I became very angry, and I started to retaliate in school. And it took my mother to come to me and tell me, it's a history, it's something that you should never forget, but you can rise above it and make an impact and make a change and make people aware of the pain that we have endured. But at first I was very disturbed by it, and I retaliated in some ways, violently. We used to go to other pools, and he would take me, and as soon as I get in the pool, they would get out of the pool. You don't forget your heritage, but you move forward in trying to make a better life for everyone, and that you always want to be viewed as a person. Reach back and pull someone with you.
This off-season specifically, what did you work on to try to fix those things you want to get better?
I worked on a lot of things, the stuff that I need to work on. So, yeah.
You watched the quarterback show on Netflix?
I did.
What'd you think of it? And then obviously you were part of that a show like that when you were in high school.
Mm-hmm.
If they were to come to you and ask you to do it as a pro, would you be open to it?
Yeah, I watched it. It was kind of cool, seeing everybody's different backgrounds and kind of see how they prepared. So, just
DJ in the summer, or I guess in the off-season portion, do you do any specific speed training or anything, outside of just working with the quarterback?
No, I'm just relaxing, being a dad. When he called, I come. Whenever Justin called, I went. And other than that, I was with my kids and my fiance. How do I like to relax? Just watching movies and eating popcorn, being a regular person. There ain't really nothing to it outside of football with me.
It looks like white people attacking a black man. I felt that was the case, what everybody's thinking. But I don't know the hearts of those men. I have no idea what's in their heart.
But you certainly weren't going out there to help them, were you?
He's the agitator. But, we make fun of that on this show. We don't know what's in these people's hearts. They don't know what's in each other's heart. That was a big catchphrase, late 90s. Did you see the sister's face when he said it, too?
But, I don't know the hearts of those men. I have no idea what's in their hearts.
Come on, Cooter. She's like, come on, Cooter. It was just good old Southern Hatfields versus the McCoys. The coloreds against the whites of the town. Shipboat Captain Cooter is Booger of the Week. You're on the PA, and everybody else on the boat like, man, they're down there kicking skeeters.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a gaggle of girls?
Okay, I'm in my local Ralph's, and this happened.
I don't go to church, and I know God understands. I
Man, why do they keep the honey around here? Excuse me, you know where the honey is?
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like
Oh,
a gaggle of
cheese
girls?
owl.
The Bears.
Who wants cheese head?
I don't go to church, and I know God understands. I can stay on my couch because God is a fan
the Bears.
of the Bears. Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a gaggle of girls?
Bears.
The Bears.
Don't know
I
the
don't
church.
go to church.
Jah
and I know God
understand.
understands. I can stay on my
Because
couch
Jah
because
is a
God
fan
is a fan
of the
of the
Bears.
Who are the guys that are the
Bears.
best in the world and make
Bears.
the rest of the team look like a...
Don't forget your.
When you get out of the water, you need to dry off right away to avoid catching a cold. That's why Tally says, don't forget to bring a towel. Okay. Thanks, Tally. You want to get hot?
Don't forget to bring. Don't forget to bring your mouthpiece. Don't forget to bring your mouthpiece. Yes, sir. We in the building. But another edition. Looks like we've got guests that have pulled up. If anybody else wants to pull up, absolutely. You're more than welcome. The link is pinned in the chat. You can also call in or text 424-900-6945. That number's troll free. But don't forget to bring your mouthpiece if and when you do decide you got the cojones to pull the F up. FGB, bear down. Welcome to Mouthpiece Included, where we talk politics. That is a fusion of sports and politics. If you don't like that, hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Today we're going to unpack USC quarterback Caleb Williams, one of our guests, DJ E. Parado. He came on this show in the past talking about this kid. We're gonna bring back up what he postulated. Could the kid who potentially has autism on the scale? Could Ryan Poles be taking calls in order to get this phenom, Caleb Williams? So these are some of the things we're talking about. Let the tanking begin. Let's talk about this phenom. He's processing. And the NFL teams that are clamoring after his draft rights. Caleb is a phenomenal player who has dominated college football with his arms and his legs out there. He won the Heisman Trophy in 2022, led the Trojans to a 12-1 record and a picking Cotton Bowl. He's out his cotton picking Cotton Bowl mind. He's widely considered to be the best prospect in the 2024 NFL draft and a true potential franchise quarterback. Are we ready to crown him? Are we going to crown him? Many teams are interested in drafting Williams. Hold on. This always happens. It's an unfortunate thing, but you know what? Imagine we're gonna get to that later. There we go. All right. Yes. Back. Where was I? Many NFL teams are interested in drafting them, especially those that need a quarterback or want to upgrade their current situation out there. Who's willing to lay an egg for the entire season in hopes of drafting this boy wonder? He's a product of DC. He's a superhero like the comic. We'll also predict this year's NFL award winners such as MVP. Finally, we'll give our takes on weekly hot topics. We've got a major booger of the week we pulled out for you. So stand down, stand back, stand by. We'll pull the F up. You do pull up. Don't forget to bring your mouthpiece out there. All right, enough of my babble. Let's go ahead and get our guest in the building. First up is Ace. Ace is the place for the help. for women. Ace, Jackie Robinson's finest.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Chi-town, bear down. What's good, fella? What's been up with you, man?
Oh man, attending to my health, man. Trying to get healthy, staying alive.
Yes, sir.
Staying alive.
Staying alive. Staying alive.
Those who don't know. Went to the doctor, you know, a little short of breath, man. Had to get the pipes checked out. So
out there.
Yeah, a little blockage in one of the pipes, man. You know, so hey, you feeling a certain kind of way, make it to the doctor. According to my wife, go to the doctor.
Some type of way. Facts though. No, facts. On some seriousness, facts, fella. You did the right thing. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you went in there and some sort of cutlet. Went in there and ran up the public health care fees. The taxpayers pay for all that shit.
I still got some health insurance. So. Yeah, I was shout out to Blue Cross Blue Shield for approving all of the experimental looking about of my body and my arteries and you know, my ginger ales I was ordering and water and medicines and everything that I was getting. Shout out to Blue Cross Blue Shield in the hospital for putting that package together and getting me on out of there. It took a couple more days than I thought, but you know, hey, God bless the people that looked after me and made sure I got on home so I can do Mouthpiece included this Sunday.
That's right. Yeah, modern medicine, and take care of yourself, bro. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Blessings to you and the family, man. We pulling for you. Had love for you.
Appreciate it.
Stace Dude said, "What up, fool?" And then he's got these sunglasses. This big ass storm about to hit the coast where he's at, and this guy's got his thumb up his bum somewhere, smoking reefer. Well, we're not gonna say what he's smoking.
Yeah, you can't say that. We don't know what's in his pipe.
Yeah, his cigar leaf. All right, let's go ahead and get DJ E Prado. DJ E Prado is in the building. Got to ask him to start here. Ask him to unmute.
In the building, baby.
E Prado, you got some pregame hubbub before we jump into it, bro?
For which one, the Bears? Or
No. Just an intro. Something you want to say before we hop on?
Yeah. Tell Ace, man, quit. Ace getting mad because you know he's out there coaching them little leaguers and stuff. Those squirrels is coming out there on the field. He gonna hunt them and try to eat them without cooking.
Yeah. Hey, slamming his clipboard when all the white coaches got iPads. Jackie Robinson's out there with clipboard.
No, it wasn't the key. As a matter of fact, I started eating healthier, trying to anticipate going to the World Series. And you know, once I started eating healthy, that's when I got sick. All the damn salads and
he sounds like a true Sox fan, don't he? Let me get another brat. I'm not feeling good. Let me get a brat and some of those rings. What are you cooking to me in lard? Hey, but let's go ahead and jump to it because we got a lot to unpack today. Something that, like I said on the top of the show, E Prado was on this a while back, and he had a little feather in his cap about this kid. So I saw his highlights, man, and which we'll get into when we get there. But oh my goodness, oh boy, E Prado, I tell you what, I kind of understand where you was coming from. I couldn't see it, but some of those other guys that came out. But this kid, let's just we're gonna start with you guys as bums who sleep in the damn bullpen. Didn't have the integrity to let my Cubs win this series, had the audacity to sweep us.
They won 3 out of 4 games. What else?
Oh, it's 3 out of 4.
Yeah, you want us to get swept?
I mean, the Sox beat our Cubs, I thought, in a 2-game series.
Yeah, but
Nah.
they played 2 earlier this year, I think.
Oh, I got you. I see. That's what he said.
Because it used to be 6 games and people were mad. They like, man, we don't want to keep playing because a lot of people like both teams.
Yeah.
So they're like, why we got to play all of these games against each other? So they cut it down. So it's only like a couple here, a couple there. But the Sox, man, they was playing like there's no tomorrow. They were playing like their lifeline was.
Man, they was diving in the first base like Pete Rose. Let Charlie Hustle in the Hall of Fame. Please.
And then come back the next day and get mollywop.
Monkey wrapped. Yeah. Yes. Well, the Cubs are, like I said, and you heard me, Ace, at the top of the season. My homer prediction was them to finish second in the division. But what I felt in my heart, I mean, I don't know what's in my heart, but what I felt was third. And right now they're tied for second. So, they're right there. Y'all got anything else about these Cubs or Sox before we push on?
I mean, the Cubs are in a good position. They're missing a bat. They need a bat and one more pitcher.
They need that. They need that Asian South Show Tony.
Well, yeah. They got to throw the Titanic at them next year. I don't know why they didn't make the deal and get rid of some of the bums they got now to secure him for the playoff run. But hey, it is what it is. They say they got a great farm system, so maybe they got their eye on a couple guys they're going to bring up to help push them over the line for the
farm
playoffs
system.
this
What do
year.
you mean they bring in the coloreds and the Hispanics, got them out there working in the fields, doing the work nobody else want to do?
They don't do that anymore,
There
do
you
they?
go.
All right.
They just got to get some of them dudes in the lineup. And some of them have notoriously swinging hard when it's strike 2.
Yeah.
Like they're like it's a 0-0 count. Like, no, if it's 2 strikes, man, quit swinging. Like
The analytics say keep swinging for the fences.
Man,
The
analytics play.
Nah, if you just swing, make contact, if you're strong, it's gonna get hit anyway. So just man, and
I'm not disagreeing with you, Diesel. I'm just saying the analytics say always swing for the fence because the chicks dig the long ball.
I got the eye test over them analytics, and my eye test tell me that them fools, some of them improved this year where they cut down on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I could tell they get like in their head when they see one dude in the lineup hit one out.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, they coming up there and they gonna hurt their back. Swinging so
You
hard,
guys,
man. Like,
you guys are just old fogies talking old school sports. Things will never be the way they were. Everybody gets trophies and rings these days. Let's get off of baseball because it's pretty much a waste of time. USC quarterback Caleb Williams let the tanking begin. That's our sizzling hottest topic today. Plus, we got some other things we're going to unpack. Pull up. The link is pinned in the chat. Of course, you can call or text 424-900-6945. We can get your voice right here on the show. And you can speak your nonsense. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to type their nonsense and sit behind a computer. Call in. Speak your nonsense. We want to hear from you. Next topic, though. This is where we're jumping to our NBA beat. Okay. The Heat. There's some rumor, and it's heating up, that the Heat may get Joel Embiid.
Who? Well, who? Jimmy Butler?
Nah.
Jimmy Butler likes Embiid, so he would want to play with him.
And Alonzo Mourning and what's the slick-haired coach? Drop dead gorgeous. He looks so good for his
Pat
age.
Riley.
Yes. Got a unisex name, like he's some sort of misgender. Yeah.
He adopted the bad boy Pistons culture to the Knicks.
Didn't he?
To try to do the same thing, like thinking he was going to go all the way.
Well, people don't remember that. That's why the Lakers started winning when he put together that dynasty, because he was making them tough and telling them they got to play some damn defense. So he always was more defensive minded. He had just fell into an offensive team when he was out west.
Yeah. And then, Big Pat Ewing, they said it was all about himself. That's why the Knicks couldn't get it done. So.
Big Pat said it was all about Big Pat, or Big Pat said it was all about Small Pat.
The whole league said it was all about a small pet, and that's why they couldn't get past Michael Jordan and the Jordanians.
Yeah, man. But if this happens and they don't have to give up Jimmy Bucketheads, y'all picking the Heat to win it all next year?
Yeah.
No, because they're gonna have to give up too many. Now they already lost. I believe 2 of their players.
They lost Spruce
and Vincent.
Yeah,
Vincent signed as a free agent to
yeah,
the Lakers.
I love Vincent.
So who else you gonna give up? You're gonna have to give up almost all. Now, give them credit that they're good at finding players who don't get drafted high. But my God, you're gonna have you're gonna have to, his salary is high. So you figure what Kyle Lowry got like a high salary. You probably trade him, put him
Yeah,
in.
you definitely have him.
What's Adebayo? But man, once you trade like three dudes, man, you got nothing on your team.
Yeah, they definitely want Bam. Go ahead, though. Yeah, go ahead, Joe. Yeah.
They probably give up. I'll probably give them Hero and Lowry and a boat. Anytime they want to come down there to Miami, use a boat and a draft pick. And he doesn't want to be there anymore. So make a deal. I'm on the phone. And plus, you're paying him a boatload of money, and you still haven't won with him. So him and Harden doesn't want to play, so it's a bad situation down there. I think you got a clean house. The players, the damn GM, everybody got to go. Fix it up and start over.
Here's what they're saying. Miami Heat would receive Joel Embiid and Furkan Korkmaz. Sounds like he's from a shithole country, no?
Yeah, it sounds like he's taking a shit.
Yeah, right. And then for the Sixers, the Sixers would receive, and this is all rumor.
Happenstance.
Yeah, a big Bam Adebayo, the one that looks like Jimmy the Cricket. You can't tell me Bam Adebayo doesn't look like Jimmy the Cricket in the NBA. And then you got Duncan Robinson, Jamie Jacques Jr., Nikola Jovic. Oh, Jokic. No, Jovic. Nikola Jovic. A 2027 first round pick and a 2029 first round pick. So they get Bam, Duncan Robinson, and some other people and 2 first round picks.
So all they'll have left is Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, and Joel Embiid, pretty much.
Isn't Hero still there?
A Hero.
They would still have Hero. Yeah, they are losing Duncan Robinson, but I'm pulling it.
Yeah, I'm pulling it.
Man, you're getting a perennial MVP. If he was drop dead gorgeous, he'd have a couple more MVPs already. Embiid.
Instead of the guy from the shithole country. But
not saying he don't deserve his, but I'm just saying they found a way to divvy it up more.
I think the only reason that he didn't get it this year is because
you could do it. You could trade him, but
you don't think they'll win a chip?
No. They got close with less.
That's the point.
But the point is, they had, even though those guys weren't superstars, they were pretty good players. So when you just putting one superstar like that and his style of play, it's easier to defend.
Man, it was two-way players and Butler and this guy. You know what I mean? You still got Tyler Hero running around there. I think, man, I'd have to definitely pick him to come out of the East. Definitely come out of the East again.
Who's going to beat him in the East? LeBron? Oh, he's not in the East.
Yeah, and if they match up against Denver in the finals, then you got Embiid going up against shit old Joker.
I don't. His style of play though is different, man. Even though he
can shoot the
potential,
three.
He's a potential MVP candidate. But just like they got exposed in the playoffs, who beat them in the playoffs? Was it Boston?
That's because they had Harden. Harden's the worst playoff player in the NBA history.
Harden actually had a couple of games where he balled out.
He did, but he's the worst. But yes, 2 games. He's the worst. Yeah. If you look at his career numbers and put it versus his playoff numbers, he's the worst playoff player in NBA history. I haven't researched this or done any data, but if anybody wants to do it and make me eat crow, please. But you can't argue. That guy from Oklahoma City all the way to now has stunk it up.
Hey, I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying he did have 2 good games in that series that they lost.
He did.
I mean, what they lost
out.
in like 6 games, right?
1 of the games
6?
Embiid was hurt and he balled out.
Yeah. So he played. He had like 2 real good games. I'm just telling you, the way Embiid's style is, right? They never made it to the conference finals before.
Man, they're gonna run them plays they was running for Pat Ewing and Alonzo Mourning. Boy, they're about to be butt rapping the entire league.
I don't see it happening, bro.
So you're blaming all of this on Embiid. I mean, Harden had no factor.
No. Not blaming him. I'm saying his style of play. It's easier to defend when you get in the playoffs in those series. It's easier to defend that type of style of play that he has as opposed to other kinds. Like the Heat, to me, those people that they didn't let go and that they're gonna potentially let go to trade them, those dudes are harder to defend, to game plan for than it is for him.
They're just going to go back on the scrap heap and find some more of those type guys to tickle your fancy. You know what I mean? And then they're going to, spread the floor and have the same system. But now, I mean, you saying that
you must have been the Burger King yesterday.
Because I want to have it my way?
No, because you want to get the crown. If you want to crown them, go ahead and crown.
I tell you, I'm crowning. I'm crowning Caleb Williams. That's what I'm crowning. But speaking of Harden, he came out there. He's butthurt, right in the bum. Yeah, he said
he's trying to leave. Yeah.
Well, he said the team owner flat out lied to him. Remember, he restructured that deal out there. It was on a wink collusion type. The NBA wants to find out what's going on out there, and he came out there publicly and said that my man promised me this, that, and the third, and now he's not pulling the trigger because he finally realized I'm a bum.
He said he don't want to play no more. He said he ain't playing for them no more.
Yes.
So whether he just sit out and don't get paid or whatever, he said he ain't playing.
Called a billionaire a liar doing bad business. That's not good.
Hey, Booze Cruise did the same thing. You remember what Carlos Boozer did to Cleveland?
Oh my God, you brought up Boozer. My big brother, one of my brothers brought up Carlos Boozer the other day. Oh man, go ahead. Oh my God.
He did the same thing. He basically said, hey, let me out the contract. I'm gonna re-sign with you guys for X amount, right?
Yeah.
They let him out the contract. He go to re-sign. Before he could re-sign, he snuck a deal with Utah that paid him more and took that deal. And there was nothing Cleveland could do about it. And it was just on word of mouth. Yeah, let me out the deal. I'm going to sign this new contract for this much.
Wow.
And they let him out, and he jumped right to Utah for like $67 million for a few years.
Wow. Can't even play in the last 3 minutes of a game.
Can't
even play in the fourth quarter.
That was before, wasn't that before he came to the Bulls?
Yeah.
I believe that was before he came to the Bulls.
Yeah.
Well, the Beijing was running down in his eyes, and they had to get him to the locker room and get that cleared up, so he couldn't play in the fourth quarter. Absolutely not.
Well, more NBA. Would you guys move DeRozan for James Harden or Levine for James Harden? And gun to the head, if you had to move either one of them, who would you prefer moving?
James Harden, me, James Harden. Gun to the head.
Yeah.
Neither one.
Yeah.
Gun to the head.
Harden is a season or two away from being done.
He's already done.
But you know what I mean, like where he might just retire or some stuff like that.
But we don't have those type of strip clubs here. We don't have that personnel in our adult entertainment industry here in Chicago. So there's no way he could be happy here.
Well, I'd give him a 2-year deal, and that's it. Because you're retooling, rebuilding anyway. But I mean, but gun to your head. If I'm the owner and I told you guys, hey, you guys are colored, probably not processing, probably don't know what the fuck's going on right now. You know, probably thinking about Newports and 40 ounces. But I'd sit you down, I'd say all of that. You guys be like, who the hell does this guy think he is? But if I sat you guys down, you guys were on the team, and I said, listen, you guys in management, you know, I'm letting you process. And I said, listen, we've got an offer. These guys want to move Harden over here. You know what I'm saying? But we got to decide. You got to decide between Levine and DeRozan. Do your job.
Yeah.
No,
Keep them.
I ain't know. I wouldn't want them. I mean, I could do a little package deal. You could take Kobe White. You could take the IO and maybe one more person. And you can take them three. But Levine and DeRozan, no, because Harden, he's almost like a Westbrook. He can have a triple-double or close to a triple-double, but it's not.
I want to be clear. I like nothing about Harden's game, and I never have. But go ahead. Nothing.
He's almost like Westbrook now. His stat lines just aren't that impactful as they used to be.
He's the Sammy Sosa of the NBA.
You got a quarterback.
Meaningless home runs.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade either one of them. Even though, like Levine, I mean, we could talk. You can call my hotline for any potential trade for him with a player that's pretty good to good, but
yeah,
James Harden, it ain't worth it.
Well, go ahead, Ace. You?
No, I mean, come on, Harden's done. And as far as the league, you talking about collusion, the deal that he had with this particular owner. You think they're not going to collude to blackball this dude for coming out and saying, this guy's a straight up liar? There's no way in the league that he can go.
Reinsdorf would definitely participate in an owner blackball.
Yeah.
I have no doubt in my mind that he'd be leading the charge. But I'd say this, you guys got to understand where I'm coming from. The Bulls aren't going to really win anything in the next year or two. That lineup we got, they're not going to do anything, win any championships. So, ultimately what I'm saying is it's time to retool. For me, I'm dumping Levine if I had to, but it's whoever they want it. But if it's my choice, I'm dumping Levine. I'm packaging Harden up for 2 years and a team option for the third year. And I'm shipping DeRozan out, and you two guys are fired.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go somewhere where I can have a possibility of winning the damn ship.
You guys sit around. That's the point I'm making. When you don't have a possibility with these bums you guys are talking about keeping.
Well, these bums would have been gone last year if I'm Bulls management.
Well, I'm giving you the opportunity now, but I mean, I hear you.
Well, not with Harden. I got to take Harden to get rid of these. To get rid of
you
these
give him
bums.
strip club money and let him do what he does for all the, you know what I mean? Big ups to James Harden. I don't want his family to be upset with me.
Basically, the Bulls fans like lighter-skinned players. We've got one that's making a max contract, and that fills the seats. So that's what we're going to ride with until we can find a way to get rid of him, his contract, and all the rest of the bums that are on the team, and get some younger players in here that want to win.
Well, you guys heard it right here on Mouthpiece.
Well, I'll say this. When I think about it, let's say we had Harden next season instead of Levine.
Yes, with DeRozan. Yes.
We probably make the playoffs easier than we would with the team that we had constructed. Now, if they would have picked up some other people in the back end part of the team,
like a Bam Adebayo, get into a three-way situation,
or legitimate like scores, then. Okay, then you don't do it. But yeah, I can see us making the playoffs easier with Harden than Zach LaVine.
You know what? You've got Ace's job. Ace, you're fired. This is how it works. You colors come in here and think you're gonna just be hired just because you're black and I'm black. You know what I mean? That's not how it works around here.
Well, you fired me. God damn it! If you want me to take Harden and get rid of DeRozan, or I mean,
not DeRozan, only Levine.
Correct.
Only Levine.
If you had to choose,
if we got Harden,
right? They're the same player. Yes.
Same non-defensive playing player.
They're the same
way defense.
Shorter contract.
shorter
And Harden,
contract.
Harden rebounds better,
And he's got
passes better.
Yes.
And he
knows
scores
how to
just
win
as
regular
good.
season games. Yes.
Levine
Yeah.
might score just a little bit more consistently now, but
Yes.
Harden going to out rebound you. He gets you 8 to 10 rebounds a game, and he'll get you 7 to 10 assists a game.
And he'll get you play 70 to 75 games a season.
All right. But what if he
I think we would make the playoffs easy. We still probably wouldn't go nowhere, but we would make it easy. We wouldn't be in that playing.
No,
stuff.
Harden's gonna shit on himself in the playoffs. Go ahead. Yeah, we all know this. Go ahead, Ace. I want to hear what you for security's on their way to get you out of here, but go ahead.
Okay, well, I mean, that's a different take. I could probably get a license for him to get a building out here in Harvey, Illinois, somewhere to open up his own block of strip clubs.
He can buy Club O.
Yeah, we can revitalize that and hang his jersey, Bulls jersey up, and whatever team he was playing for when he got his jersey retired.
Get Larsa Pippen out there. Larsa Pippen tonight. She on the pole. Shit. Let me manage that place. Pick up Larsa.
Get them NBA dollars out there. Where your dollars at?
Yeah.
Where your dollars at?
All them housewife shows. You want to get on the pole at Club O. You know what I mean? We got $300,000 for you. You'll do it. You'll do anything for money. I've seen spitting on each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, degrading the black woman. But yeah, so all right. Well, I'm glad you guys are able to, keep your jobs. And that'd be a lesson to you business owners out there. That's how you gotta treat these colors, because otherwise they're lazy. They're gonna sit down there and they're really not gonna do nothing. You gotta challenge them and make them think. All right. Caleb Williams is our topic tonight, but before we get there, let's go through the NFL. Now, you guys know I don't do research. It hits different if I do my homework. I don't watch preseason. I watch highlights, but I never have and I never will. I like to open my Christmas packages on the opening game. So I'm
now, you hear what you just said? Now, it is statements and mumbo jumbo like that. We'll have security coming in just to pat you down. Just to pat you down for statements like that. You don't.
I'm just being honest. I'm out there, but give me some of y'all review of the preseason game. What you guys like, what you guys didn't like, the Colts and the week of practice.
That's why you need the preseason, because we found out that Division III quarterback.
That's Tom Brady. He's Tom Brady. Hey, remember I said it. He's Tom Brady. Go ahead.
I don't know about all of that, but I know he should be the backup behind Fields, not that guy that they got.
Walker.
Yeah,
Walker.
All right. He's Nick Foles. You feel something about that kid.
Oh no, you do. You do.
You see that? I can't go Nick Foles. These are like nah. All right, but go ahead. What do you guys go ahead? I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, that guy can play.
That guy is processing. Yes, he is.
He can run. He can throw it a little bit.
He's got a Lord of the Rings name. What's his name? Tyler Badgett or something? Tyson Badgett. Sound like Lord of Bagger. Sound like Lord of the Rings or something.
Fresh. Yeah, but I like him. I like how he can come off the bench and it's like, no big deal. Like, all right, let's play. So he got, and old boy started, and he looked like, man, he was just talk. He don't care. He make the read. He either tries to take off running when it's too late, or he just tosses that ball up and hopes his player.
Oh, you talking about the black up? He ain't processing.
He started yesterday.
Todd Serves, D-Dot say, I don't know what those faces. It's a salute, I think. I don't know what that face is, but what down. Yeah. Ace, what else did y'all see out there? I know we didn't play a lot of players. Just in time sat down so you can learn the playbook.
Yeah, I really don't like that. They don't get any kind of plays to put anything on tape or
any reps.
They had a hard week of practice against the Colts.
Tough week of practice. We're ramping them up.
Getting ready for first game of the season against the Packers. We don't want to let too much out there. I really don't like that. I think they're football players. They should be playing football.
That's what Pittsburgh's coach said. That's what he said. They get to the playoffs every year.
Yeah, every year. Year upon year. So yeah, they should be out there playing football. Especially, I couldn't understand it why the Colts didn't have their quarterback out there when he's
Oh yeah, he needs as much OJT
Anthony Richardson.
He needs as much OJT as possible.
Yeah.
Now he's the guy. I didn't realize his completion percentage was that bad throughout his career. I mean, he doesn't complete nothing, man. I'm like,
well, you guys fail to understand because you guys, you've been Bears fans and you didn't have the mental capacities to reach out and maybe, latch on to another team as your backup so you can appreciate good quarterback play like I have historically. My point is, as I said with Fields, what they're doing with Richardson, to your point, with his lack of accuracy, he's going to be a clipboard holder for the whole season, same way they did Patty Mahomes. They don't want to rush these kids to get out there and you get in the middle.
He's starting. They already named him the starter. Once you do that, you got to go
He's got to play. Oh, you damn right. 100%.
You got to go in.
100%.
I mean, we agree.
100%.
He should have been a
clipboard holder. Third string. Third string.
But once you say, nope, he's our player.
And that's what I said about Fields. I said you either have him hold the clipboard or you get him out there.
Playing.
Yeah, he ain't ready to. Then he ain't no backup.
Go ahead. And Minshew look like he can get him to a couple of wins.
He could have been your starter. He could have been your starter.
Yeah.
And you can see Richardson yesterday.
You bring him out in the last 4 games of the season when they don't mean nothing. You know what I mean?
It's going to be the last 9 games of the season. I mean,
no, you don't bring him out for 9, though. You're going to embarrass him and his family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You bring him out for the last 3 games, let him get a taste of it all, and then you set him back down next season. Anthony Richardson's a 1.5, 2-year project. It's going to take him at least 2 years to learn the offense, the NFL terminology.
Not out there in Indy, they say he's the starter and he doesn't need to play.
Well, the owner of their team is drunk, in my opinion, and popping pills. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. He
looked like yesterday he wanted to play. Did you see him on the sideline? I mean,
I love that.
Play.
Yes,
he was all into.
He wants to get
into everything going on when the Colts had the ball on offense. I was like, man, why are they sitting this dude?
I love that. You know who I saw that in? Wembanyama at the NBA Summer League. He was like that too, engaged and celebrating and with the bums. You know what I mean? And high-fiving them. And yes, he was engaged, man. That's so what do y'all say about the decision not to play Fields?
No, we know who our quarterback is. Justin Time is our quarterback. He was only going to get 2 series anyway. So I don't know what they're going to do for the 3rd game. But, he had a hard week of practice, and he's processing. So
I would have liked to see him play two series. And then if the 3rd game, either don't play him at all or play 1 series. That's what I would have liked to see.
Well, I would like to see him, to you guys' point, maybe play, another couple series. However, I've been listening to the coach and, from the highlights, he's pretty much ready. And why not just let him, come out, leave on a high note, and you can go ahead and develop Bagger Vance and who else?
JJ.
Ray
JJ
Robinson.
Walker and Peter Pan.
Yeah. But I honestly, I'd shut him down. They said Fields wanted to play too. He was mad.
He always want to play.
Yeah. If you could play, man, go out there and let them, like I said, a series of 2. Because again, he needs the reps. I think he needs the reps. And then so what? We're gonna go into this last game. He's gonna have to play at least 2 series now. He got to.
I don't think he's gonna get much out of 2 series. The joint practice help.
No, you got to play him, man. That's the live action is live action. You got to play him. You can't go into the NFL season, so you got next week, and then it's really like 10 days, almost 2 weeks away.
2 weeks.
So but that's like he basically would have played only 2 series, 2 or 3 series for the whole preseason.
He's getting the mental reps.
he's not like a veteran quarterback. He's only been in the league, what, 2.5 seasons, really?
He's getting his mental reps. He's been working all year. He's been working since the season ended last year. And if that's the case, then why don't you throw your defensive starters out there and say they need the damn reps? And come on, we're trying to get through the season.
It's different.
I do kind of see he's talking about for continuity, and then even with the new receiver and all of that.
Because you know what's going to happen. The season's going to start, and then it's going to be, the excuse going to be, oh, yeah, it's the first game of the year. He was rusty. They were rusty. The offense, we didn't see. Man, you get ready now. Hey, Pittsburgh had they started playing. Man, he played a few series yesterday. They look good, too.
Yeah.
They look good yesterday. And a lot of teams had, some of their starters playing. Or if they didn't, they're going to play in the third game. They're going to get some reps. You got to get reps, man. Got to get reps.
Yeah. Two series, it's not reps for me. That's what they go out there. Like last week, they had 2 series. They had, 5-6 plays?
Yeah.
Hey, if you're going to score quick like that, so be it. I got no quarrels with that. But, hey, they should have gave him 2 series, and then he wouldn't even have to play this week coming up.
He still doesn't. He's not playing.
That's too. Man, he needs reps, man. He's not one of these vets who've been in the league all these years.
I understand.
And proving that he can throw. So he needs the reps. He needs it, man. He needs it. He really does.
Yeah, it's a marathon.
What do you mean? You don't think you don't think Fields is ready? You don't think he's ready, Lizzo?
I'm saying he needs the reps of, going through the offense. He got, passing it, running the ball, whatever you're doing. He needs reps. He needs those reps. I think I seen Mahomes playing yesterday. Wasn't he playing? He was out there balling. He balled like the first 2 games.
Yeah, nobody's going to touch Mahomes. We don't have that type of offensive line.
Well, I saw poise.
Yeah, Mahomes played, but so did Fields. Mahomes probably won't play no more this season either. But that's different. He's MVP of the league. He's won chips.
Been in the league, and he played yesterday.
Yeah.
And he played the first series. Game. I think he played more than 1 series. I ain't sure. But I know I seen him play. I was like, dang, a lot of the good quarterbacks played.
Well, you guys, I'm gonna share this. We're talking about Bagger Vance here, and this kid is something special. I'm crowning.
I saw good protection by the line. Delivery was there. The accuracy looked pretty. Timing was nice. Decision making was good. So all the things it takes to score a touchdown.
The mental load that is to play quarterback in the NFL.
Process.
First of all, he's very smart.
Smart.
And whip the plays.
Smart.
Whip them off, and he knows it. In and out. So he can chunk in a lot of information. So that's very important as a quarterback to be able to process that. Then the functional intelligence, being able to get out there in the walkthroughs and be able to actually do the process of it.
Smart.
We had a speed break, which
was
breaking the huddle pretty fast.
He's processing. Listen to him.
Trying to catch him off guard. We had a mesh concept with the back and the flat. I kind of bobbled the snap a little bit, checked the back out. He was covered. The first mesh was covered. Escaped the pocket, looking at the high mesh opposite.
He is processing.
Rolled with him, and then I was able to
gave him a pump fake. What have I been saying that just in time, Ace, needs to develop? Whenever he's rolling out, he's got to start learning how to. You know what I'm saying? And this kid's got that natural. I told Ace, man, he's every bit as good as Dak Prescott got when I first saw him play in the preseason.
Yeah,
Bagger Vance.
He looks good, man. I ain't gonna lie. He looks good. And the great thing for the Bears, it gives you more capital options.
Bill Belichick might be interested in him.
No, we're not letting him go.
You gonna develop him, huh?
He's not gonna be put on no practice squad.
No, because
hell no.
They'll snatch him right away.
Snatch him right up.
Hey, he gonna be the number 2 or the number 3 quarterback. One or the other. And if they decide to just go with 2 in a week, he got to be the backup.
Man, he said he knows the whole offense. I'm gonna throw it to you after this, Ace. He said that he started all 4 years in college, which is something we talk about here. Mm-hmm. This kid said that he had 3 different offensive coordinators, so it taught him every bit of offense. that he needs to see. And he said that Getsy's offense is a combination of all those offenses. And he said he's been starting since freshman year in high school. So he's been processing. He said his dad had him playing quarterback at 6. But go ahead, Ace.
Yeah, I mean, he's dropped dead gorgeous, first of all. And you can see
handsome young man.
He's coming out in the press conference, explaining how he's processing, his touchdown.
And the media is quiet, ain't they? The media, this is what they want to hear from Justin. They respect him. They're not going to question his intelligence. Go ahead.
What do you do in the off season? How do you get faster in the off season?
Right.
What do you black guys do to get faster and learn how to process his offense?
Right. You study your playbook. Right.
Yeah. But I mean, he definitely can't drop to practice squad level. Peterman, might as well cut him this week, and put JJ Walker out there to play all next week, and that's the way I'm going. But
JJ Walker ain't playing another down in the preseason as long as Bagger Vance is out there. Bagger Vance is gonna
get
him in and out of the huddle. Yes, get him all the reps he can get. Because he's not going to see the field again in practice once the season starts, because all my reps are going to just in time.
Right.
Yeah, I think the backup on these sees what, like, was it 10%, 5%?
Man, if that.
Yeah,
5%.
Plays?
Yes, 5%.
Yeah. So the backup runs the scout team plays. So,
yeah, they run that too, but they only play 5% with the starters.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, during the week. So yeah, as far that dude gives the Bears a lot of options, man. Because let's say if Fields doesn't do like we want him to do this year, okay?
Got a doubter.
So I'm saying if he doesn't,
let him talk. I mean, he's high on the autism scale, allegedly.
Okay.
We gotta hope that the Panthers,
the Black Panther Party,
yes, we gotta hope that they end with a top 1, 2, or 3 pick.
They will.
Top 5.
They will.
Right. So we're gonna get that pick.
Right. We're gonna trade it.
We could almost have a deja vu of what we had this year. The same kind of thing. Where we trade out, still in the top 10. Where we trade down, where we trade down within if we get like the 1, 2, or the 3, and we trade it down to like 7, 8, or 9, and get some more.
What is he driving at? What are you getting at?
Well, I'm saying, whereas before, depending on who's coming out, what players are available, what we need, we can we get that option, that leverage that we can have. You could build again. You could keep on getting more draft capital. Another really good player. Unless we're getting like the number 1 or 2 pick, we'd have a dilemma on our hands. But all of this is based on, like I said.
Well, no, I know where you're going. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. We are going to discuss that. I know exactly where you're going with that. But I'm glad. No, and I'm glad because that's where, Fields, should he be looking into his rear view? You hear the way this guy is talking, Ace. I mean, y'all know how the Chicago media is. Those white guys are going to be calling in the radio drunk. If Fields come out there and have a 3-interception game and you got this kid processing, says he knows the whole playbook already. Right. You know what I mean? And I believe him. He could be some sort of savant as far as I'm talking about Bagger Vance, as far as, processing information.
Yeah.
So should Fields be concerned? I mean, because even Tom Brady wouldn't let the backup in. Hall of Fame quarterbacks didn't let the backup play in practice or nothing.
Yeah, I don't think Justin Time is concerned about Bagger Vance taking his job in the least bit. The Bears are going to be in a great position next year with 2 number 1s and 2 number 2s. That Carolina pick is guaranteed to be top 5, the way they're playing. So,
Well, what if this kid is your kid and then you can get another number 1 moving Fields?
That's what I'm
saying. So you want to start over?
I didn't even think on that part.
Yeah.
But if you did, that's even
you'd have to be out your cotton picking line.
Well, Justin he's gonna have to produce this year. And as long as he
get better.
Yeah, as long as he shows the ability, if his passing yards are like, over 4,000 up around there, and let's say we don't, and let's say we don't have like maybe like a 500 thing, but it wasn't necessarily his fault, right? So if he gets around 3,700 to 4,500 in that range,
that's a Bears record.
Yards, I'm saying if he does
talking about breaking Bears records
with another 700 yards rushing, 600 yards rushing,
exactly, then it's not his fault. And we'd be like, okay, we know it's not Fields' fault. It could be other parts of the team.
Well, Diesel, you were talking about how Fields holds their ball processing longer. One thing I heard Eberflus say is the offensive line blocked good for Bagger Vance. So could that be because Bagger Vance has got the proper pocket presence, knows where to step, is getting rid of the ball, he's processing. Do you understand what I'm saying? As opposed to Fields standing back there like looking like what's his name? He had the diabetes. He used to play for the Bears.
Cutler, yeah.
Yeah. Before y'all respond, I want to say I'm on record of saying, and we'll get to our NFL MVP picks. So, but I don't want anybody to say, damn, this guy's hating on Fields. But go ahead. I want you guys to talk.
I believe that Justin Time had no one to throw to. And if you got guys that are never open and your blocking is sketchy, it's a different ball game. So the Pinks.
But is the blocking sketching because he's not calling the right protections? They say that happens a lot. Used to happen.
Yes, because he's black. But I believe that Justin will be fine this year. He'll be fine. He's got someone to throw the damn ball to, somebody can catch the ball. And even in situations last night, even Bagger Vance had to stare down a couple of guys, and he threw the ball, and the guy just didn't catch it. Same thing for J.J. Walker. I mean, so when you got the backups in, those are things that are going to happen. And the Bears are playing with a backup offensive line last year. They were playing with third and fourth string receivers last year. So I think you'll see a different Justin this year with some running backs that are ready to bang, especially that kid out of Texas, that third round kid out of
to Diesel's point though. Fields is not a polls guy, and as you were even talking about, you would take calls on Fields last season before
that was last year. Yeah,
you said you would take calls. I said you're crazy. So I'm just throwing it out here. Would polls take calls if Fields regresses or not showing any further? That's all I'm saying. And should Fields be concerned about this?
He better be concerned because
anybody with a job should be concerned.
He better be concerned.
Training somebody. Yes.
If he doesn't show
in Chicago,
any type of ability as far as improvement with passing the ball. So
we mean standing in the pocket. Analyze.
One thing you know about good players, right? Even great like receivers and things of that nature, or running backs when they have a bad line, or receivers when they have a bad quarterback, they still manage to end up with decent stats as far as yards and catches at the end of the season.
That's right. That was last year.
That's him. Period. So if he don't produce, you better believe if he doesn't ascend as far as throwing the football, because we know he can run.
What's that handsome young man is a quarterback for the Niners? He got hurt. He was a rookie last year. You see what he came in there and did?
Purdy.
This guy could be the next Jack Purdy. I'm saying he could be the next Tom Brady.
And could you imagine him playing with the starters? This what y'all call him? What's the nickname?
Bagger Vance.
Bagger Vance. Can you imagine him playing with the starters? So Fields, he better produce. He better ascend going forward. Because if he don't,
he on the clock.
Yes.
Bottom line.
Yes.
Ain't a black man in America who ain't on the clock. If you got,
he will ascend. But you guys are talking about him setting bare records that haven't been broken since Sid Luckman for him to stay on the team.
Well, I've said he's going to flirt with the MVP.
To pass, his passing stats. Okay, let's say if he throws between 3,000 and 4,000,
3,500 yards,
and the running game is way decent because it depends on your running game because that'll say how much you're passing the ball.
Running game gonna be straight,
right? Yeah. And their running game was straight last year without him running, without Fields running. They had They had like the damn near the best rushing offense in the NFL.
Yeah,
they did.
So
and
so,
I think I figured out why Poles is going with all colored linemen. He's going to, because I think some of these white boys don't want to block for these colors. Some sort of collusion going on out there. Seriously. I think Poles knows it because he's been dealing in the trenches for a long time. And I played football, and some of those guys might not like you, and they might not like you if they want you to fail, at QB. You know what I mean?
We got a problem, as you were saying last week, at center. With
this is what I've been saying for a year. We should have drafted one. Go ahead.
Both of those guys, the guy from the Packers, he's been hurt. He's been hurt ever since last year.
Yeah.
But Whitehead wasn't playing last week, was it? No.
Nah.
Yeah, he got hurt in practice this week. So we don't have a damn center.
I've been saying that we need a center. I want a center out there that's pointing. You know what I mean? And telling Fields what to see.
Yeah. Because Fields ain't gonna see it.
He ain't gonna see it. You know what I'm saying?
52.
Why y'all keep saying Fields? Why y'all keep saying my man's on the spectrum? I mean,
he's seeing it in his mind, but he ain't saying it out loud.
Yeah, he ain't processing it.
Right. He's processing. He's gonna have the players that can get open this year and catch the damn ball. So he's processing. This equanimity of St. Brown should have been cut last night. I think I'd have put him on the Greyhounds, wherever the hell he wants to go. And I'll bring up some of those other guys, the Fountains and those guys
Brown.
out there.
St. Brown still dropping balls.
Yeah, he's got to go.
Yeah, he was yesterday too.
So here's the tape on Bagger Vance. He was born in 2000. He's 23. He's from Martinsburg, West Virginia. You know he's smart. He's 6'3". He went to Shepherd University. I've never heard of it. And Martinsburg High School. He's 210 pounds. Overall, Badgett finished his college career with a very nice 69% completion percentage, 17,000 passing yards, 159 touchdowns, 48 interceptions. He averaged over 300 yards in each of his 4 years starting.
Yeah. So but he still needs to be developed physically, because 210 pounds in the NFL, he's going to get killed.
Man, you can put on for a couple of pounds, but what I see out of this guy, he goes back, plants his foot. If this dude is doing a 10 and out, that ball is in the air.
Right.
That dude,
and that's what he's been complaining about Fields since day one.
If they doing a post or inside, a deep end or something, balls out. I watched his screen.
Damn all the rushing yards. You want to be a running back, we'll put
and
you
he can run. And he can run. Now he ain't like Fields.
No, but he's got some wiggle.
He can move around in the pocket. He can navigate.
Yeah,
I like that out of quarterback.
He's tough too.
I like that out of quarterback.
He fits Chicago. And if you don't think they're gonna be calling in from Bridgeport and from all over the city of Chicago drunk when this kid comes in after Fields throws 3 interceptions, you watch it.
He's doing great against the backups.
When
you put those starters out there, those big black, those fast, quick twitch black guys out there, it doesn't work the same.
What round did they draft him?
Who?
Badgett.
Yeah, he was
look him up.
Undrafted free agent.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's a Bill Belichick special right
That's
there.
what I said. Belichick will give you a 4-4 kid like that.
Man, he'll take him in the 6th round, the 7th round. Man, I can't believe nobody drafted that kid.
Hey, one day, big ups Poles. He went out there and our staff found him.
He's out there processing. He's at the Senior Bowls, and he's out there working. So big ups to
I wanted to tell you, the bum running back is still on the team. What's his name?
Tristan.
Yeah, your boy. He's still on the team. Was Poles wrong about Darnell Wright? You guys know I've had a strong opinion on this. We consider ourselves the monsters of the midway. Our defense is predicated on a 3 technique, and we went out there and got Darnell Wright as opposed to Jalen Carter out there. I don't know. You guys got any thoughts on that?
I think with the draft capital, the next draft. Yeah.
Yes, but we drafted
right
him
tackle.
in the first round, and we traded down with Philly and took a fourth round pick and passed up on Jalen Carter. But go ahead, Ace. Finish what you were saying, then I'll throw it to you, Diesel.
I think with the draft capital we got coming in the next draft, offensive line was a bigger need this year. I understand the 3 technique is definitely a need always for the Bears, but the offensive line was a bigger need for them, and the season that this kid had at Tennessee last year, and the potential they saw in him as a right tackle or left tackle, wherever he ends up, they had to go get him. And if you can get another draft pick out of him, which they did, it was the move to make. Maybe Jalen Carter will be a great player. I haven't seen Philly play this preseason or going into this season, but if that's the move, if that's the player your team needs, go out and get the player your team needs.
Well, Diesel, before you go, this is the kid's first play. To your point, Ace, you hadn't seen him play.
Mm-hmm.
This is his first play in an NFL game. Jalen Carter, the guy I wanted. I'm telling you, Pose is on the clock. Watch this kid.
Pose is on the clock.
So let me take it back so y'all gonna know where he started. He on the top of the screen at 3 tech.
He looked like he made the quarterback bust his spleen.
Look, come on, man. Look, we passed up on Aaron Donald 2.0, man. 2.0. This was before he had his little shenanigans in Atlanta with the driving. He wasn't driving this and the third, rest of everybody sold.
Yeah.
He was considered the number 1 overall, the best prospect in the draft, 20-year type of generational talent, and we passed up on him. And Ace, we got a guard who's every bit as good. Well, no, we don't have anybody as good as Darnell Wright. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
Right.
And I'm on the record. Of saying that we will rue the day that we passed on Jalen Carter. Y'all saw his first play. Go ahead, Diesel. It's on you.
It's about necessity. Now, some people take the best player
the
available.
Bare necessities, the simple bare necessities, the bare necessities.
A lot of people will take the best player available. Other people take the best player that they need as far as what they have on their charts as far as here's what we need, here's the best player at that position that we need. So
you're saying you got Clyde Drexler, a generational talent like Michael Jordan is available, and you pass up on him and take Elijah Wan.
It depends on who your GM is. So again, it's based on some of them take the best player available, other ones will take the best player that they need.
So you were the Bears GM. What would you have done in that same situation as Pose?
I would have probably done the same thing, but I would have got what all did they get for trading down?
They got a 4th round pick.
And what else?
They traded. That's it. They traded down 1 spot
because they were at number 2. Weren't we number 2 or 3?
We went from number 1 down to number 6. In the trade with Carolina to get the receiver. And then Philly traded us, who just got to the Super Bowl, who knows talent. They traded us a 4th round pick so we can move down 1 slot and they can take Jalen Carter.
Okay.
So we had him. He fell in our lap. Right. He fell in our lap. And you got a defensive coordinator as a head coach who predicates everything, just like Lovie Smith did, on the 3 tech.
With a 3 technique, that would have been me. So if I'm the GM, this is what I'm doing. I'm meeting with the coaches and stuff. Like, okay, the coaches who can make these decisions, who can help me make my decisions.
He did. Go ahead. Coach your train of thought.
And
he met with the offensive coordinator who had worked with Darnell Wright, or the guy we drafted. He had coached him in the Senior Bowl and loved everything about Darnell Wright. Go ahead.
Okay. So, and then I'm gonna go to the defensive coordinator and the defensive line coach.
It's the black guy, so you gotta go over his head to Flus because he's a defensive guy. You're not gonna waste your time.
I'm gonna waste your time. I'm gonna go to both of those guys.
You're wasting your time.
Why don't you answer the fucking question?
Go ahead, my bad, but he ain't running nothing.
Answer the fucking question.
He's got a deep. Go ahead. He's got a defensive mind and head coach.
So you got both of I'm gonna go to the line coach and the defensive coordinator, and I'm gonna say, hey, how much do you like this guy? How much do you think he's gonna help us?
So they tell you all that, and then what decision you gonna make?
You know what? Personally, I would. The offensive line to me is more important at this point, because what's the problem?
I agree with you and both you guys, but this is a generational talent. We're talking Aaron.
They say the
Donald.
same thing about the guard. He's a generational talent
Yeah,
at
but
that guard.
no, he's a
position.
tackle. He is a tackle, but he's not a left tackle.
Oh, he's a
If he was
tackle.
a left
Whatever,
tackle to be a little different.
No,
He could
he's not
possibly be a
left,
left
but he looked like he could play any spot except center on that line.
Listen, he's a phenomenal talent. I'm not going to deny that. But I had let it go until I was sitting around these. I'm like, man, let me see what Jalen Carter is doing. And I pulled up his first play from scrimmage.
That's
You
just
saw
one
how he
play.
busted. Come on, man. Philly know what they got, man.
We'll see.
Philly know what they got.
Well, Philly had an offensive line, so they had no need for Darnell Wright. So yeah, they're going defense. Plus, their defense is getting older, so that's the player they wanted. I would have got some more out of them.
If they take the lineman, right, the defensive lineman, the whole thing gonna be the Bears didn't get no lineman to help Fields. The Bears gonna get no lineman to help Fields. So you're gonna still be going through this whole thing of where their line ain't that good. Their line ain't that good. Although our line did block their ass off as far as running the ball last year. So
well, you could have packaged something up and still came out of there with a lineman. He wouldn't have been generational like Darnell Wright.
Right.
You know, he wouldn't have been that type of talent, but he should have been serviceable.
Yeah, that's
Fields can see him, so Fields can see anybody from that side. I mean, I don't need a right tackle that bad when I got Justin Fields. I need somebody on the left side who ain't Braxton Jones. You know what I mean? Because you guys I need to go get a stalwart. Had he got me a stalwart on the left side, I wouldn't be having this conversation. If 3-tech wasn't the most important position to your head coach, I wouldn't be having this conversation.
Well, possibly the Darnell Wright can end up on the left side, and Braxton Jones can switch to the right side. You know, once he gets some more reps and experience in the NFL. Because I mean, the kids coming out of college starting first
and
game.
dominating.
Yeah,
and dominating. He's not a bust. He's not a bust by any means.
Right.
We'll revisit this mid-season. Yeah. We'll revisit this mid-season. If this guy's tearing through the league, being that guy, Jalen Carter, we're gonna see where you guys are in that, where we're at then. So President Kevin Warren, Pookie Warren, he's Bears president.
Right.
Gentlemen, he's not 100% sold on Arlington. I don't know if this is just a negotiation tactic, but Pookie likes the lakefront, and I'm perceiving from reading between the lines of what he's been saying is that he's looking at that land on the southeast side on the lakefront. I don't think he's talking Soldiers Field when he talks lakefront.
No, because the Bears don't own the land. But if he can leverage the negotiation tactic of staying in the city versus moving out to Arlington with all of those pompous taxpayers that don't want a football stadium out there and all that revenue coming in. Well, damn it, I'm playing my cards until the end, and I think that's what he's doing.
I think it's brilliant, Diesel.
Yeah, because so they own that land at Arlington, right? So they could sell it easy. So if they didn't use it for the stadium, they could sell it easy.
Correct.
So that's the one thing though, the issue that you get is dealing with this damn city over stuff. The city screwed us out of the damn, what was it, the Star Wars thing.
But you said the Teamsters unions, the property.
No, not the Teamsters. It's the freaking the people with the parks. Come on, weirdo stuff.
But no. We're talking about you building a private stadium over there on the southeast side, right around where the Mexicans be. Hugo drove me over there. It's a whole plot of land over there, right off the lakefront. Yeah.
Where at around where at as far as like what 60?
Where the steel mill used to be over there on east of,
so that's like the 80s.
And I think it's a Walmart or something back there now. But on the other side, they paved the road and everything already is lit up. See, with the Bears, let me tell you what we did here in Inglewood. What the owners did here, they had the cities bid because they knew what they were bringing. So they had cities bid. Y'all put together a package so that, to you guys' point, we won't be getting screwed here. We won't be able to get screwed there. Put together a package, and we're going to go between these cities that put together the best pack, not cities, but these areas that put together the best package, whether it's on the southeast side, whether it's Arlington, you know what I'm saying? Now they're coming at you because they want the business. They know the jobs it's going to create. And what they did, bro, They fixed our infrastructure here in Inglewood. They redid all the wiring. They repaved all the streets. So that would be great for the south side of the city of Beacon of Hope. And then all those drunk fans, they'll extend the metro. The metro will run right to it, bro.
Oh, yeah. As long as the Bears can own it, because
Metro's
you don't
on
want to
their
deal.
own.
They
own it.
If you can buy the land and
Yes.
not have to deal with the city putting their 2 cents in on.
No, you won't.
Oh, you can't
won't.
do this over here. And you can't.
No, they would own the land. They just have
got
to pay
Pookie as
city
mayor
property.
now. We can make a
Yeah,
deal.
Pookie's a mayor. He can make it. You're right. They got rid of the mayor that had the biggest penis in the city. Now you guys can be proud of your penises again. Can we say penis on Mouthpiece? Well, I'm just saying, she came out there. He came out there, Mayor misgender. All right. But all right, I would love the Bears to stay in the city. But here was a poll question, Diesel, and I think Ace saw it. But I'm gonna, if you know the answer, Ace, don't respond because you saw this. Which one of these positions, Diesel, has won an NFL MVP?
Yeah, I saw it.
Wide receiver, kicker, offensive lineman, or cornerback? Wide receiver, kicker, O-lineman, or cornerback? Which one of those positions has been elected MVP in the past?
So you said wide receiver.
That's right.
Cornerback,
kicker, offensive lineman.
Let me think. Wide receivers, they always shun the wide receivers because most of them are black, so they always give it to a quarterback. Cornerback, they're gonna give it to a defensive player of the year. They're not gonna give it to you. Kicker,
Cornerback.
I can see them giving that shit to a kicker. O-lineman, I can't. Nah, they ain't gonna. I would say a kicker.
Man, I
Look at the processing.
I guess cornerback, and I was wrong. What was your guess, Ace? What would you have guessed? I know you saw the poll.
I would have guessed wide receiver. Thinking of
Diesel, you were right. Kicker.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed kicker. It was 1982, Mark Mosley. It wasn't Robbie Gold. He won an NFL MVP after making 20 of 21 field goals. No wide receiver, O-lineman, or defensive back has ever won an MVP award. That's a travesty. I bet you, what was the coach of the Cowboys who cut a kicker on the way to the
Jimmy Johnson?
Jimmy Johnson is rolling over at his home.
Yeah. All you have to do is say, look, most wide receivers is black. They ain't gonna they're gonna say the quarterback helped them do it.
They did all the work. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not going to they'll give the quarterback the MVP.
And the O-lineman would have to have about 30 pancakes, no sacks allowed, no pressure.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Not gonna, no.
So let's go with you guys. Let's run through this right quick. Our league winners. All right. So we're starting out with Offensive Player of the Year in the AFC. Who do you think is going to be the Offensive Player of the Year in the AFC?
Sancho Bob.
Sancho Bob?
Yeah.
Diesel. He passed for over 5,000 yards last year. I saw that shit. I was like, damn.
I'm going to say
motherfuckers processing.
Carrot Top. He didn't have, remember that the whole thing was he ain't going to do nothing without Tyreek Hill. And he won a Super Bowl without really a number one receiver. Most of them receivers were number 2 guys.
Tyreek Hill said he don't even watch film. He said he just plays Madden. I'm serious. I couldn't make this up. Against the opposing player. That's what he says, and that's how he prepares for the game. Any kids out there listening, you got to be running a 4.2 speed to say something that stupid. Go ahead.
I would give him the what was it? What was the kid clause out of Arizona?
The Mooley clause, where you can't play video games and you got to watch film. I'd trade him, but no. So you're saying both you guys say Sideshow Bob. I say this guy. They retooled this team. They brought in a coordinator for him. Got him a lot of weapons. Lamar Action Jackson. I got Lamar Jackson as the offensive player of the year. How about in the AFC? How about in the NFC? So we both got melanated quarterbacks. That's good. That's good. Progress.
Just in time.
I'm in agreement with you, Ace. I'm going with Justin Fields, but I'm telling you, he better watch. He better.
No,
Bag of Vance is on his ass.
No,
hurt until he passing it. Now that's what we hope that Fields can turn into. If he can turn into just a glimpse of what Hurts did last year.
The Bears passed on Hurts, and we were on this show saying we wanted Hurts, so we wouldn't even be in this situation, although it's a blessing in disguise. But we could have had Hurts, bro.
Yeah, we passed on Mahomes too.
Yeah, we passed on some dynamite dudes. So
and we passed on Jalen Carter too. So we got 2 for Justin Fields. So far all melanated.
I got Hurts for
so far all melanated quarterbacks. I'm impressed by you, Deez. I thought you would have picked the drop dead white guy. All right. Offensive player of the year for the entire NFL. Offensive player of the year for the entire NFL.
I'm sticking with Sideshow Bob. Until somebody can figure out a way to stop him, his offense.
You want to crown him. You want to crown Sideshow Bob right now for the season, don't you?
You're damn right.
These who you got? Offensive
that kid's incredible.
Man, that kid ain't human. He's an alien, man.
I'm gonna take Carrot Top. I'm gonna give him an edge over Hurts. I think Hurts, the way he plays, is more subject to possibly get hurt before Carrot Top. Even though Carrot Top does get hurt sometimes, but usually
he plays.
He'll play. If he can play, he'll play. But Hurts seems like when they hit him, they're trying to end his life because they get mad at that.
He's running around out there.
Yeah, that option type stuff that they be running
and that quarterback sneak, that quarterback sneak on 3rd and half a yard, they run over and over. Yeah. But I tell you what, with a last name like Hurts, you might tend to get injured, but he's durable. Go ahead.
I was just going to add this on Hurts. He looks like he should lose maybe between 5 to 10 pounds.
About 10 pounds, yeah.
Because he looks like he's heavy enough.
Yeah.
And that to me looks like he's.
Man, they said he could squat. They say he could squat more than offensive lineman. First kid in practice, last kid out. Still to this day.
Yeah, you can't.
Bears pass up on him. One in high school, multiple state championships. One in the college. That kid's a winner. Everything about him.
They didn't believe in him in college. Remember?
No, they didn't believe in him because he's black. Yeah, that's all they did.
Like, man, he had to run to Oklahoma.
Yes, and took them, almost won a chip with them.
He took them.
That kid's a winner.
Yeah, he is a winner.
All right, my offensive player of the year for the NFL is Justin Fields. And once again, he better be watching his back. He's going to need to do all this because Bagger Vance is on his ass. Tyson Badgett, he's on his ass.
Yeah, somebody got to carry his damn bags.
All right, he's drop dead gorgeous. He's smart. He's tough. All right, defensive player of the year in the AFC. Defensive player of the year, AFC. Ace.
Defense. Is Aaron Donald still playing? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So he's in NFC.
Absolutely, he's still playing.
Yeah, I thought they were talking about
he's on the Rams.
Yeah. AFC, I got to go with one of those, a kid out of Pittsburgh that got out there on the steroids and the cocaine. The Watt.
He get hurt too much.
Yeah. Ace, we're in agreement. I went with TJ Watts too. They're going to juice him back up. He's back. I know he was hurt but he's got that pedigree. You know, he's been bred right. His brother was a beast. I actually said TJ Watt too, and obviously Diesel disagrees. So who are you selecting?
I don't have one particular player in mind. Somebody from the Jets defense.
Okay.
Take anybody on that defense, and I think because their offense is going to be so much better, the defense ain't going to have to suffer as bad. And I think somebody off of that D should get it.
Okay. Defensive player of the year in the NFC.
I'm sticking with Aaron Donald.
Yeah, he was
So
my
he
runner-up.
retires.
He was my runner-up for that. I saw his numbers the last couple seasons. This dude, damn. That's that. He's Jalen Carter out there. Diesel.
Yeah, you know, I ain't picking Aaron Donald.
Why ain't you picking him? What you got against Aaron Donald?
Nah.
Sound like it was personal, didn't it? That's
Not
I
picking.
ain't picking that some I'm a bitch.
I actually, you know what? Because I haven't seen the rest of their line, but that dude out of Detroit, man, on the line. He's
from Michigan?
Yeah, from Michigan, man.
Is he a 3-tech or on the edge?
No, he's on the edge. But he reminds me of them Watt dudes, but he's younger, and I don't think he gets hurt as much as they do.
I think it's Hutchinson or something like that.
Yeah, I think that is
I think his
it.
name, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they might be putting something in his in his water. Yeah, I'm going Micah Parsons. You guys may say Micah Parsons.
Micah?
Yeah, I'm going defensive player of the year in the NFC, Micah Parsons.
You gotta check his pistol.
My NFL defensive player of the year is TJ Watt. You guys, who's your NFL defensive player of the year?
Let's see, I picked.
Yeah, I'm going with TJ Watt. He's processing, he's tough, he's smart, drop dead gorgeous. Did you see his hair?
Yeah, he's got gorgeous hair. Now I didn't even put this guy up for. I'm gonna go with Bosa, player of the year.
Which one? Joey Bosa? Or Nick?
Yeah,
Then there are two of them, right?
Well, this is
Bosa.
NFL.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nick and Joey.
Yeah. Bears passed up. Bears passed up on Watt, who I wanted, and they also passed up on Bosa. They don't like pedigree. The Bears don't like pedigree.
Chicago doesn't like pedigree.
No,
they
that's
Brunson.
a good play,
yeah, they don't like
Ace,
pedigree.
but them Bosas be getting hurt too, man. Them
Yeah,
fools
well,
don't stay on the field.
It's
man.
NFL.
They don't
Everybody
stay.
gets hurt.
No, they be getting hurt like end of the season. Something tore out the.
Who don't just shit on his pick. Who's your pick for NFL defensive player of the year?
The same person I just said, the guy from Detroit. I'm taking him.
Hutchinson. Okay. All right. And then so we got one more, y'all. The big kahuna. National Football League MVP. Based upon what we know now, and I should have said barring injury at the top of the conversation. I meant to say that actually. But who's going to be your MVP long term? Because Hurts would have won it last year, but he got hurt. Had he not gotten hurt and was able to play through them 3 games he missed, he'd had the numbers. But MVP, give it to him.
Who did they give it to last year? Was it Rodgers or Mahomes?
It was Patty Mahomes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm roll with Carrot Top.
That would be his third, right? Or fourth. This would be his third.
Yeah, I don't know, but I know he still
it'll be his third.
Really got a number one receiver, and for him to take them to the Super Bowl and beat a real good Philly team.
Yeah, but they lost their offensive coordinator. He went to Washington.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares, really. Andy Reid. So
that's what I just said about the Bears situation. And you guys got your feathers ruffled because the defensive coordinators are colored. You know what I mean? That was my point I was making. Nobody cares because the guru is the head coach of this game.
It's not the same situation as KC. Matter of fact, KC put the Dick N-word in there as O coordinator. So nobody cares who the coordinator is in Kansas City because the damn quarterback's running the team.
But like I said, that's like me being the 2-guard coordinator for the 90s Bulls. Yeah. like the way his trainer gets all this credit.
Yeah.
What you say? You're gonna get Pete Myers.
P.D. Myers. All right. So my NFL MVP You guys know my runner-up. I've been flirting with Fields. I'm gonna stick by my original prediction. Fields will be in MVP next season, but he's gonna be runner-up this year. My NFL MVP is Lamar Jackson's mom. She got the deal done. Lamar Jackson, he's gonna come back and process, and he's gonna get MVP. They got him a lot more weapons, like you guys keep saying about Patty Mahomes. He wants to prove something. He was disrespected all last season, and he can just focus on football. And for any kids out there, get yourself an agent.
I hope he lost like 5 to 10 pounds because he's another one. He was getting too heavy for the running that he likes. Yeah, if you look,
he don't like those big black guys back there with those thighs.
Big thighs.
He looked like he was getting too heavy, man. Notice how often he keeps getting hurt in the past few years. I'm telling you.
But to your point, Mahomes said he was getting too heavy. He dropped.
He looked like it too.
He dropped a few pounds.
He looked like it too. He sure did.
He dropped a few pounds this season, he said. So, to your point. All right. So let's go ahead and because we're gonna do Booger of the Week and then jump on topic real quick. So we'll be wrapped up shortly. But I gotta get our the sponsors.
Cool weekends in the morning, 97.1 FM. Cool weekends in the morning with Weenie in the butt. WQHG 97.1. 97.1. 97.1. Weenie in the butt. In the morning, cool weekends. FM. Weenie. And the butt. Manic Monkey 97.1. Cool weekends in the morning. All weekend long. Weenie and the butt. In the morning. On the radio. FM. Dickie the Punchline Donkey on Cool 97.1. Cool weekend. On the radio. In the morning. FM. Cool. WQHG. Cool weekends. In the morning. On 97.1. 97.1. Weenie in the butt. 97.1. In the afternoon. In the afternoon. Oh my God. WQHG. Turn it on and rip the knob off. You're listening to the radio. We have a butt.
All right. Big ups to 97.1. That's our sponsors of TATN, Weenie and the Butt. Okay. All right. Booger of the Week, you guys. So could D Rose, because it's been coming out in the media that LeBron was real close. I've heard this before, but they were really close. Had something to do with Luol Deng fucking again. But they were really close when LeBron made the decision to smug it up and go to Miami. He, D Wade, and Bosh. So we're Chicago was a close second. So let me ask you guys, if we had a starting lineup of D Rose, he was in his prime, MVP season. D Wade, LeBron James, Spice Bosh,
Spice,
and Joakim Noah. Do you guys think that the Bulls, that team would have won 2 chips?
With D Rose, they would have won at least 3 or 4.
So that's a yes. Diesel.
Oh, you're not beating them with that kind of team. But I got that old school mentality where I don't want you, I want to beat you. So if you guys coming in threes like amigos and stuff, we don't want you. You trying to come and just
well, you went to Simeon. D Rose didn't really want him. He didn't recruit him for all that. But I'm just but this is bigger than D Rose and Pookie and Reggie Rose. This is bigger than that. You sit down there.
If we having that team, we're not losing. But again, I don't want that team. You give me one of them dudes coming as a free agent, cool, right? But we could almost beat them without any of them. And we would have probably beat them had D Rose never got hurt. I really think we would have beat them in a playoff series. So we really only needed one of them. We needed like one of those players.
Yeah, we took D Wade or LeBron.
But if we had all of them, Ace said 3 or 4 chips. Remember, we got the same coach because they're talking about how Miami organization and their culture made them win that too. Don't forget, Boston was out there. So let's look at it seriously. We've been going up against Boston and LA with Shaq and Kobe. We had that team. How many chips do you think they would have won?
You got D Rose though.
Ace already said. I'd say 3-2. What about you, Diesel? If they had that team, not what you want, but if
we're
that's
not
the team,
losing with that team.
and how many chips would they have won?
It depends on how long they were together.
If they was together as long as they were in Miami.
How long were they 4 seasons, 5?
Yeah, I think it was at least 4. I think it was 4 because LeBron fell out with Lil Pat.
Yeah, if it's 4 seasons, we went in, I say 3 chips. Thibodeau is very similar to Pat Riley's style.
Yeah,
hard-nosed driver.
They wouldn't listen to him.
Now it'd have been a because they respected Riley because they really didn't care to listen to Spoelstra. But D Wade was the calm because he knew Spoelstra and he had been there already, and LeBron respected Wade.
And you had all winners, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You had all winners. Like Noah won. Noah was a winner. I mean, bro, and he was a two-way player. Spice Boss was gonna get his. He was in his prime. LeBron's a two-way player. You'd had a two-way player and D Wade and you know Derrick Rose didn't really play no D. They didn't preach that at Simeon. No, I don't know how that kid came out of I don't know how he came out of Simeon and didn't play no.
You know,
defense.
you don't watch
Benji Wilson was playing
anyway.
D.
How would you know?
Well,
how would you know?
I don't watch NFL preseason
You
games.
didn't watch
but
the game.
my point is, how did he come out of Chicago, Simeon, and didn't predicate himself on defense? He probably would have won a chip at Memphis had he done that. Big ups D Rose and Reggie Rose.
He did some free throws. He'd have won a chip in Memphis.
Well, I don't expect the black kids to process free throws, but as far as
he should have went to Illinois, as far as I was concerned.
Absolutely not.
I didn't care about Memphis.
Well, Booger of the Week.
And then he was gonna go there when Calipari was gonna transfer. And then Reggie's like, hey, Illinois, it looks like Champaign ain't far away. When they found out that Calipari wasn't Calipari at Memphis for like a season or 2, right? For a few years before he went to Kentucky.
Yeah, they controversy about
Can y'all hear these videos?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear him.
All right, hold on. Booger of the Week.
That was Derrick Rose's MVP season. Yeah. And that Heat team ended up winning 2 titles. So hypothetically, play along with me, would they have won more in Chicago?
Absolutely not. You know why? Because the Heat culture is a real thing. The Heat culture started actually when Dwayne Wade and Udonis Haslem were drafted by the Miami Heat. When Shaq and D Wade won their championship. So when you go down, you think of Pat Riley, you think of Eric Spoelstra. People don't realize they played a major part in the Heat and LeBron James and D Wade and Bosh winning those 2 championships. And again, they had the blueprint. LeBron James was taught under the Heat culture on actually how to bring it back to Cleveland to win the championship. So I think they probably would have pulled off 1, maybe. I wouldn't have seen them winning 2 and with the Chicago Bulls.
Cap TV.
I mean, this guy's an idiot, man, in my opinion.
Big Percocet.
Like Diesel literally said it. You said 3-4 chips. I said 3. Diesel said they wouldn't have lost a game. I had to think about that. They definitely would have won 70 games for 2 straight seasons.
They would have been tough to beat, man.
Yeah.
You're talking about them 3, D Rose.
And D Rose was
who would the Bulls had a loss out of that lineup? I think we had Ben Gordon off the bench.
Yeah.
Dean.
Big ups Ben Gordon.
Hey, Ben Gordon was, before all of that stuff he doing now, that dude could score. Ben Gordon was a ball player, man.
Nobody's denying that, but we would have lost all of them. We'd have lost all those type guys. You know, Kurt Heinrich. None of those guys would have been there. We'd have had those 5 guys and a bunch of also Rams.
Yeah.
And veterans who wanted to get in there and win a chip.
Yeah.
Old players. We wouldn't have had
But you wouldn't have had to trade You wouldn't have had to trade to get them. They was free agents, so you wasn't gonna lose all them.
Well,
players.
but you had to be able to make the money happen.
Yeah, the money would have been a issue.
Yeah. So
But
Carlos
after-
Boozer would have been out of there.
Well, Boozer's gone.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. he'd
First
been
thing
out of-
smoking.
Yeah, he'd have been. You had to move him.
Ready to say he on the first smoke of the night to Philly.
Yeah.
And who was our 2 guard? Yeah, that was Ben Gordon and Heinrich. Yeah, they gone.
Yeah.
Gone. We don't need you guys anymore. And
Ben Gordon came off the bench because
right.
D Rose started with Heinrich.
Security's on it. Give him his pills. You on your pills, Ben Gordon? Security's on the way up now to get you. All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, this guy, Big Perk. Actually, Big Perk and his takes, bro. You know, he's a Boston guy.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
But he's a LeBron nut holder. So
yeah, he's
when
another.
When you're a nut holder, he gonna try to, they made the right decision. Where they did this. Trying to blame it on the Heat coach. No, it ain't got nothing to do with Heat coaching.
No, and he admitted it started with D Wade, and we would have had D Wade in Chicago, and we had a decent coach.
And he just, he's a warlord at times, just like Pat Riley is.
Yeah, they wouldn't have been listening to no damn Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, they would have won regardless. They was going to win.
They would have won regardless. And we had Jimmy Butler, didn't we?
We had Jimmy Butler.
We had Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Bucket's coming
off the bench with Jimmy Butler off the bench with Ben Gordon.
And a bunch of bums. And we win 72 games. Bums and
And
old
like I said, if D Rose don't hurt his knee, we would have beat that Heat team anyway.
And he wouldn't have hurt his. I agree. And he wouldn't have hurt his knee if he had all that other type of talent around him and he had to try to do all that shit. He'd have realized, it would have been so much easier for him, But let's go ahead and get on topic, man. So this is USC quarterback Caleb Williams. Let the tanking begin. So as I mentioned, he's a DC product. Lots of accolades and achievements, as I'm sure you guys know as you prepare for the show. But he's a junior, 6'1", 215 pounds. So he's not the tallest quarterback. He's not drop dead gorgeous. He's got some sort of, naps in his hair, like he wants to have a Kobe style or get some locks. He's from the district, decided to move all the way across country to play at USC. I'm sure they put some money in his, in his parents' pockets.
Yeah.
4,537 yards for his career. 42.
Wait, pause right there. I believe he was at Oklahoma, wasn't he?
He was.
Before, and he had to play for the dude that got hurt, and he came in and balled.
He was. So in 2021 with Oklahoma, in 2021 with Oklahoma, he was 136 for 211, 64.5% completion percentage, threw for 1,912 yards and 21 touchdowns, 4 TDs. His rating was 169.6. I don't know how they put his rating over 168. In 2022, 333 completions, 500 attempts, 66.6% completion percentage, 4,537 yards, 42 TDs, 5 interceptions, 168.5 rating. So his overall stats is 168.5 rating. This kid, Ace, you pulled this up. You said you wanted to cover this today. You guys, Diesel mentioned the eye test earlier. I don't watch college football. Okay, I don't do my homework. You know what I mean? I gave up on the Illini and Notre Dame, so I don't watch it. My point is the eye test. From what you guys are saying, talk to me. Can he process strengths, weaknesses?
According to you guys, Justin Fields should be on the clock, hoping that the Bears don't tank to get this guy next year.
Not according to you guys. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, if you got a job and they training somebody else behind you, no matter what that job is, you better be looking in your rearview mirror.
Yeah, well, Justin Time is a year, maybe 2. Maybe a year away from his big contract, so he doesn't give a damn what that guy behind him is doing. Somebody's going to want him, and somebody's going to pay him. If it ain't the Bears, it's going to be somebody. But this kid can play. He can run. He can throw the ball. He can process out there. I mean, he does it all, and his numbers speak for itself.
He looks like an athletic Bagger Vance. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, yeah. He got hurt toward the end of last year, or ain't no telling where. I think they lost a bowl game because he got hurt. But yeah, he's incredible, and there's got to be quite a few teams out there looking in the future, saying that this is a guy we want to garner our team. Even those guys that got drafted this year. I mean, Houston. It depends on what the kid does for them. Carolina is in a situation where the Bears got that draft pick, but these teams got to be looking at this guy like, it could be
yeah, absolutely.
Generational talent, especially Arizona.
Yeah, you're getting ahead of us a little bit here. Weaknesses, strengths, Diesel. What do you like about this kid? You've been crowning this. You've been crowning this kid since 1977.
I watched a lot of the games. So when college comes on and you're watching those games, you're not going to be able to watch all the games. You might see some of the highlights, but then when it gets late at night, when they're on the West Coast, sometimes you can watch more of those games because there ain't as many games going on. So I would see them playing against UCLA and Arizona and those other teams out there, and I was seeing them playing. And man, it seemed like most of those games and USC's defense wasn't that good, so it would kind of be like shootouts. So you really got to see him more in action. Man, I seen him, and that's when I was telling you guys, like, hey, I've been seeing some of these younger quarterbacks in college. I was like, man, some of these dudes, and there's a lot of them that are black.
What Ace don't understand is something you said. Fields is not a Poles guy, and he's not an Eberflus guy, and here's the big thing, Ace, what you just mentioned. Fields is going to be coming up for big money soon. And this kid, you can play him out in your rookie contract. So you're kind of arguing with Diesel, and you don't even know it because you ain't processing. Go ahead, Diesel.
And so he had, and y'all watch out for this dude, his main receiver that he had at USC. Minnesota took him in the first round to go opposite of what's the dude from LSU who be balling for Minnesota?
Justin
Jefferson. So you're gonna see the other Jordan Addison, I think is his name.
Moving on up.
Addison. He was Caleb's receiver, and he went in the first round to the Vikings. So he could ball too, because I used to see he was catching everything that he was throwing. But dude is good. Dude is good, man.
Come on, you guys. Come on. You're acting like he walk on water now. Any weaknesses? Did you see any things he needs to work on?
That would put the Vikings quarterback on the clock, then.
He's on the clock.
Sometimes I seen him sometimes trying to not
force the ball.
No, not force, but what's some of them Roethlisberger tendencies where he's not holding because he didn't make the right read, but holding because he's trying to make a different play because the initial reads may not have been open. So I would see him sometimes kind of hold it a little
try to make too much, try to make
over processing.
Yeah. But he could move.
I can see that. But he looks dynamic in the pocket and out the pocket. Like seriously, now I only watch highlight film. Yeah, and he knows how to pump, Ace. I used to do that at Ray School, boy. At Ray School, I know you fast, but I did see him, Diesel. That's why I mentioned force. There's some passes, and maybe he'll understand that after getting some reps, and processing, getting the man out of huddles. But in the NFL, on that next level, some of those throws he's trying to make, you forget about that.
Those are interceptions,
pick sixes.
And he's one of those. This is another thing I like to see out of, just if it's a natural thing for him, is can they run a 2-minute drill with no problems? Like, get them in, get up there, hurry up, no problem.
Manage the team.
Justin Fields, I don't see that out of him. I don't see him.
Justin has improved, man. He's
he has got better.
13 and
he's got somebody to throw to now.
He has got better.
He's high on the spectrum.
Initially,
got some better blocking.
I didn't see it as one of his strengths, where he can run a 2-minute drill and have him in and out, hurry up.
But we did say some guys it takes longer. I even mentioned that.
Some of them it takes.
If you put me in a job training, I might be a little longer on processing than some of these whippersnappers and these other these white people.
And some dudes
but
do
you
it
give me a
naturally.
little bit extra time, and I'm gonna keep processing. I'm gonna be better than all of them.
Yeah, like this dude, you could run from what I've seen of him. You could run hurry up, like how Brady and Manning would used to just run hurry up and like
no huddle.
Yeah, just run hurry up. It'll be the first series of the game. You could run hurry up with this guy.
Probably run and shoot with him. Run and shoot, boy.
Yeah, they can run and shoot with Equanimous St. Brown and Velas Jones out there. Yeah, sure.
And you mentioned
Velas,
Bagger,
boy. Velas is balling, boy.
You mentioned Bagger Vance.
Velas got benched this week.
Velas was balling in the practices.
Hey, I love how Bagger Vance was running that read option. Did you see how he was running it? I mean, he was putting the ball there and back and popping and throwing.
Yes.
And it looks like he can run or hurry up if he wanted to.
He can. He said he knows the whole playbook. Boy, I watched him I don't think he was lying. I never heard Fields and those guys talk as confident about the mental. I've never heard Eberflus come out there and rave about Fields' ability to process manage. Yeah, he'll say he's doing okay.
The whole playbook.
He's learning. Yeah. But now this kid, he's expressed his excitement for playing in the NFL. He said he doesn't have a preference for where he wants to play, so he's not going to be, using his privilege like say a Elway or a Manning and decide he don't want to play for this team and that team. So Ace, back to your point where you were going with this. The team that holds the number one pick in 2024 will likely demand a huge ransom for it, as Williams is a once-in-a-generation talent, kind of like Jalen Carter. The team that trades up for Williams will obviously give up multiple first-round picks, players, and possibly more. So what are some teams you guys think that could be in this tank fest for this kid?
Definitely Arizona Cardinals. And they got a quarterback.
It depends.
Minnesota.
Well, not see somebody like that, yes. But they're not going to be able to get them because they're going to be too good. The regular season
Green Bay
going to be too good. I don't know. Green Bay, they hooked on this Jordan Love dude.
Man.
They gave him an extension too.
You
hear this kid, and he say we can move Justin Fields and consider that, but when it comes to Jordan Love, they're hooked on him. You know
they
what
like
I mean?
him. They like. I mean,
But he ain't gave you
talking.
shit in the NFL compared to what Fields is giving.
Whatever he's showing
them,
they like him.
They said he was stinging it up in the preseason this year. That's the reports I'm getting this season.
They said whatever he's doing, Green Bay love him. I can give a fuck.
Well, I mean, Fields can love, but to your point, he's their guy. He's the same management. Yeah. Exactly. They've been calling them since.
Now, who was that first team that you said? What was the other team? I know you said.
You said Minnesota.
No, Minnesota, because Cousins is going to be gone. They're going to need a quarterback.
But
they're not. Their draft pick is too high. They're gonna be like close to the playoffs or something. So they're not gonna be in no top 10 where they can get them. What all could they give up to get that pick? You know what I mean?
They're number ones for the next 5 years.
Something stupid like
Tampa
that,
Bay.
yeah.
Tampa Bay they'll pull it.
Oh yeah, because they got Mayfield. Baker
Mayfield
and
some other crackhead.
And Tampa Bay could really suck this year.
What about Denver? What about Denver? You don't believe in Russell Wilson?
Oh hell no! He hit the stone wall. Hey,
they got a quarterback guru, the coach, the head coach.
Man, he's been hanging. No, he won't take it. He one of them guys think he could do a lot with somebody.
You saying he'd rather have Bagger Vance? He'd rather have Bagger Vance
or less known quarterback.
Bagger Vance. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Higher rated than Bagger Vance, but lesser than a generational talent. He wants the credit.
Yeah. You see how big-headed he is now? You see how big-headed he is when he got there?
Oh, he's cocky. He's the type of player, he's going to drop the N-word if he's still out public at 75. He's going to
One of those nights he's out there hitting the bong, And yeah.
What's his name? Pat Fitzgerald. What's his name?
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. He's an Illinois product too. He's from your state. What about Cowboys? Nah, they sold on Dak.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah, hey, they could be in the mix too, because Dak been struggling, man. They don't. I mean, he not gonna get them over the
Yeah, but
top.
they ain't gonna tank. Like they
They're
got
not
so
gonna
much
tank.
talent.
They're gonna gonna be like Minnesota. They reckon gonna be too good to be in the mix to try to do something.
Who did Derek Carr start for?
Used to be the Raiders, right?
Yeah, it used to be the Raiders. Yeah.
The Texans.
He just got picked up somewhere else.
No. Derek Carr.
Derek Carr's in New
Saints.
Orleans.
Yeah, he with the Saints. Yeah.
So New Orleans will be on the list. I think they're I don't think they believe in Derek Carr.
He's on the clock. They gave him a nice amount of money, but yeah, they're on the clock too.
Matthew Stafford's 35. The Rams will pull it because in LA, if you ain't winning chips, nobody cares about you.
Yeah, Stafford and your boy.
Stafford's a Hall of Famer.
The rejuvenated backup.
They tried to pull it last year.
Geno Smith, he could be gone.
Oh my God, Geno! Yes, he ain't processing. I'd have Geno. My God, I know Ace believes
a Pro Bowl
in
quarterback. Come on,
man. Ace believes in Geno.
Hey,
he had record NFL numbers. NFL numbers.
Hey, he's a tremendous backup. That's what he is. A tremendous backup.
How about the Giants? No, they just paid Daniel Jones.
They just paid Jones.
What about where's Ryan Tannehill?
Oh yeah, him Tennessee.
Yeah,
right?
Tennessee's on.
Yeah, they
Tennessee's
need one
on
bad.
I think the Lions have enough cachet. They won't have to tank, but they got enough draft capital where they could make a move because I don't think they believe in. I'd rather have this kid than Jared Goff.
Yeah, unless
but they like Goff to an extent. They like, they think for whatever reason
he's a great player, man. He's a great player. He's not a bust, but
he's not a bum.
No.
But
he's not Caleb Williams.
No.
Do you trust him going up against some of them elite quarterbacks? No.
And that's what I'm saying. So Detroit might throw their hat in the ring. Let's see. San Fran, I think they like Purdy. They
got enough couple of options there.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson ain't going nowhere. Where's Davis Mills? Y'all said Houston.
Oh, good God, he sucks. Man, he was playing.
He was in Houston.
He was in Houston. Yeah, I watched the preseason game. He was playing for them yesterday.
Great name. That's a great name. Coolest name.
Of course it is.
Yeah. No, CJ Stroud.
But Stroud is it's going to be the starter.
Hey, I seen some of his passes. He looked decent.
Who was Andy Dalton starting for? The Ginger.
Andy Dalton can't be starting for anyone.
I think he out the league now.
No, he was in the league. He got a couple starts too. All right. How about Kenny Pickett? You think what's the color coach name?
Kenny Pickett is decent. He ain't going nowhere. Mike Thomas.
Yeah, but they make the playoffs every year. So
he got that OJT last year. He been playing in the preseason. I seen him yesterday.
You'd rather have Kenny Pickett than Caleb Williams?
No, but I'm talking about the franchise.
Because of the way they already set up, he's not going to go nowhere because you're going to get him for cheap for like 3 more years after this year. So why would you go and try to draft?
Well, yeah, you can't tank. Yeah, like you said, they're going to the playoffs anyway. Right. They're not going to tank. I don't think they have enough capital to even be in this scenario. So
unless Pickett gets hurt at the beginning of the year and you have to throw in Mitch Trubisky for the rest of the year, then you're definitely tanking.
Where's that's Tampa Bay. I think Sam Darnold is battling it out for with the kid that got drafted by Cleveland, number 1 overall.
I think he's
Baker Mayfield,
Carolina.
Yeah.
No,
Carolina.
Baker Mayfield went to Tampa Bay as a free agent.
Okay.
He was in Carolina with Sam Darnold.
Okay. And how about the Bears? Something goes wrong. We're just saying, mid-season comes around.
We're in great shape, which is why Fields better produce. You don't produce,
man.
All options are open.
You guys are talking about a guy.
Tell him now, because Ace is a homer. He's a homer. He's a homer.
This guy's played 2 preseason games. And next thing you know, he's the next coming of John freaking Elway.
but we won't take him over Nick Foles. You know what I mean? I said he's Tampa Bay. He's TB2. He's not Terry Bradshaw out there, but he's Tom Brady. He's Tom Brady. I mean, you guys remember I said that right here on this show. Yeah. But yeah, so the team that tanks for Williams will have to endure miserable seasons. To you guys' point, I don't think Pittsburgh's willing to do that. I don't think the Bears are willing to do it at this point. We've just gone through that.
We just had that last year.
Yeah, but here's the $1 million question before I throw it to you guys for your final commentary. It's a two-part question. Is Poles taking calls? And if you were Poles, would you be taking and making calls as of today?
Well, as of today, no, I'm not making or taking calls because I'm the GM in the catbird seat with 2 number 1s and 2 number 2s next year, and one of my number 1s and number 2s are going to be high picks. So I'm gonna wait, let it play out and see what happens. They might end up with the number 1 pick next year, the way Carolina's looking. So the Bears are in the catbird seat, man. They got a strong QB1. They got QB2 that's played 2 preseason games and looking like Tom Brady. And they got draft capital for next year. So, I'm just sitting back, smoking my stogie, waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, but you need to quit smoking. You know what I mean? That's why.
Yeah, well, I have as of this week.
All right. Don't inhale. But what I will say before I throw it to you for that same question, Diesel, is, these are interesting scenarios because Ace, you've always said you would take calls on everything else. Last year you were taking calls on Fields for these bum quarterbacks who just got drafted. But now all of a sudden this kid, Caleb, comes out and you have no interest. I'm not saying I do or I don't, but what I'm saying is you got to look at the Bears in a position where they can get a first-round draft pick. Somebody would give them a 1 for Fields. So now really you can offer 2 first-round draft picks and still have 1 left over. Right. And go out and get Caleb. But what about you? Is Poles taking calls is part A, and part B, if you're the GM, are you taking and making calls today?
No, it's all predicated on this season. Everything is predicated from what happens this season.
How many games? How many games before you start taking calls?
I mean, you can go 5 to 7. Somewhere between 5 to 7 games.
Fields better be working on
if he's balling,
make him a receiver.
And they're competitive, and like I said, if they're losing, they might lose some games. If they're losing and it's not because of him, then he's good, right? But if they're losing and he isn't showing any progress, then his ass is up for sale. And I'm gonna start taking calls. He better be worried.
Prostitute?
Yeah, however you want to call it.
This why I said this is coming from Diesel, a kid on the south side of Chicago. We're not going to get into specifics. And I'm agreeing with Ace in this situation. I'm a Fields guy all the way. I want him. I think this guy's a Hall of Famer, first ballot. However, this is a business, as you told me last year, Ace. And, you've got to look at all things. You've got to look at all things out there. Diesel said he'll give him 7 games. So, Ace, what would it take? I mean, let's say they're 0-10. No, that's not going to happen. Realistic. Yeah. Let's say they're 4-6 at the 10 games and Fields ain't processing.
Well, if they're 4-6 at the 10 games and he's not processing, you got to be looking at Bagger Vance getting some time as a starter then. And you got to be taking calls. You got to, because ultimately when you line up in OTAs in March, your team you're setting them up to win the Super Bowl. But if you can't make the playoffs, there's no way you can make it to a Super Bowl. So if you're in a situation where you're eliminated from the playoffs, you got to take calls. You got to figure something out. Because you can't get to the Super Bowl without making the playoffs. And 4 and 6 is not going to get you to the playoff.
Yeah, 5 to 7 games. I'm already evaluating. Are we
5 to
not
7.
taking? Are we not taking call? Or are we gonna start looking to do what we got to do? By the 10th game, you want him out if he's been bad because you're gonna drop his value.
So you can
if
get
he keeps
some,
playing.
yeah.
If he keeps playing, people gonna be like, man, everybody want to trade for him.
Now you'd be lucky to get a 3. Yeah.
And then you would want to see how old boy plays because you may not even need a fucking quarterback.
Yeah.
If he could come in and play.
You're talking about Bagger Vance.
Yeah. If he can come in and play.
If he is some sort of savant, you're right. You're right. And now you can use all that draft capital.
We can get another lineman or a defensive player or trade, do the same thing, trade that.
Man, 3 techs. Man, please revamp the whole thing and have Bagger Vance out there, processing and getting them in and out of the huddles.
But if you think in a great position,
what's that?
All thanks to Lovie Smith.
So you think
in this great position?
Us putting Bagger Vance at the 1 and Justin at the 2, because you're not going to trade him if he goes to.
Well, then he's better learn how to play some free safety or some scat receiver. Being on them Velus Jones packages, maybe he can return punts. He better, his last name is Fields. He better be able to field points.
It's simple. You just make Justin, if he struggles, if Fields struggles, and we get to around that 10-game mark and they ain't looking good. If he struggles,
go ahead.
You bench him. You let the boy play. And make him the backup. Let the rookie play. If the rookie plays, great. We got our quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then
I don't care what color he is. Ace, you remember Ace said he'd start what's the black guy quarterback we had for the Bears all those years?
Oh, Vince Evans.
Ace has starred Vince Evans in today's NFL.
Yeah.
But Diesel, give me your final words. Finish what you're saying. Wrap that up into your final words, and I'm gonna throw it to you, Ace.
So we sit in a great position as far as the Bears are concerned. It's all predicated on what Fields does this year as far as his future. Yeah, it's all on him as far as his future and what direction the team goes in. But thanks to Lovie Smith playing their hearts out on that last game of the year last year, we sit in this great position because now we ain't just dependent upon what Fields does. If he don't act right, we can move on and not miss a beat because we're in great position. So hopefully he does well and we don't have to get to that point. But if he doesn't, we sitting cocked, loaded, and ready to make a move. So we ain't got to sit there and go through the agony and suffer like we did. We had something to look forward to. So that's pretty much it as far as it goes. It's all on Fields' shoulders.
Diesel, they say Caleb is a Troy Aikman. He's one of them, a Manning, Elway. He's one of those types of prospects at quarterback. He's not your typical number 1 overall. He's a generational. That's what they're saying about this kid.
Yeah, from what I seen of him, I was highly impressed with how he quarterbacked last year. I seen parts of him at Oklahoma when he took over for the guy.
But you don't know if it was just
hurt
assistant.
at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, but I believe the guy who was at Oklahoma went to USC.
Yeah,
he went to USC, and that's where he followed him there.
Yeah.
So, whoever drafts him, all you would have to do is, you kind of tailor your system to him, so to speak. You don't freaking have some warlord coordinator come in there and try to flip everything upside down. You do what he's been successful doing.
You don't put him an idiot like Nagy.
Yeah, no, you don't do nothing like that. No, hell no.
All right, Ace. Great final words, Ace. Go ahead. Let me hear your final words on this topic, there, fella.
Well, the coach at USC is a quarterback whisperer.
Yeah.
He's had a great run with quarterbacks, making them Heisman Trophy winners, getting close to those title games. So, Caleb Kidd, from what I've seen, the games he's played, between that passing, his ability to run, knowing when to run, when to process, that damn pump fake. This kid is he's ready.
He's like Pat Mahomes, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah. certain teams are going to feel a certain kind of way about the middle of the season, about ending their season to possibly get that number one pick to get this guy, in their program. I think Arizona's one of those teams. They got Murray now, but I don't think they have any qualms about getting rid of him for Caleb Williams. You guys want to get rid of just in time, but keep Jordan Love in Green Bay. I don't understand that, but
stop saying you guys, please.
But I believe that there'll be, when we get closer to the end, we get to game 12. You'll definitely see the tank put on by a certain amount of teams. That the guy, they're going to make moves to get this guy. They're going to start sitting players. Players are going to get benched. They're going to bring in other guys to get Caleb Williams, and I don't think the Bears will be in that mix. So, shout out Chicago Bears. Shout out just in time. These guys want to bench you for a guy that's played two preseason games in the NFL. Not against the fast twitch guys. So we'll see. I think the Bears, I don't know about 14-3. Maybe we'll do a 13-4. But they're going to be competitive this year. The entire division is going to be competitive. So, be ready. As I said last week, fans, we're going to have some good football this year. We're going to have some great football as far as your division games. So definitely be ready to watch those, and go Bears.
Well done there, fella. Well done. All right. And I hope the co-host here stops saying you guys. I want to just make this clear. I'm the guy who said that Fields is a Hall of Famer. I saw something in him a couple years ago. He's tough. He's gritty. So I want to be clear about that. I believe he's smart, and he's our guy. So first ballot, Hall of Famer. I saw something in him. I said MVP, before anybody was talking about MVP with Justin Fields. So this is how strongly I'm a fan. I'm not ashamed to say how strongly I am a fan of this young man. That being said, which I learned from Ace, this is business. You ain't too far gone to see that.
You ain't too far.
They're getting this flash flood notice until 7:45. All right, so that's all for today's episode of Mouthpiece Included. We hope you enjoyed our analysis of the latest news and updates from the Bears training camp, as well as our discussion about Caleb Williams, the boy wonder, the USC quarterback, and the best prospect maybe in the last 20 years. We covered his college career and some strengths and weaknesses, his mentals, his potential landing spots in the NFL. He's processing. We'll see if they start lowering his stock, as they usually do, as we approach the draft. We also gave, they'll say they call him smoking marijuana in the chancellor's basement. We also gave our opinions on which teams are most desperate for his draft rights and what they may be willing to do to get him. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, like, share, and share on your favorite platform. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, feel free to drop a comment below. And don't forget to bring your mouthpiece. Until then, keep shining. So next week, Ace, on Mouthpiece Included, we'll be covering black keglers.
Mouthpiece Included.
Black keglers. Bowling.
Huh?
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to explore the history of blacks and bowling. I'm sure as we start digging into it, you're going to find out we invented the game. We own the first bowling alleys. And
invented the pen and the automatic pen retraction system.
Yes. So that's what we on next week, live. Immediately following this show on the Self-Love Show. Our topic is 187 bars. This is volume 8. We're continuing our Dead Rapper series. And this is XXX Tentacion. Madman or Genius? Rest is so.
Yes.
Riveting series. All right, so if you cats find yourselves dipping through the city, second city, you know, you might be sliding down LSD.
Mouthpiece.
Might be on the damn Ryan. Might even be sleeping on the red line.
Sleep on the red line.
Better keep your head on the swivel. Better watch your back. Better check your six. Looking at blind spot. Better guard your grill. Knuckle up. Don't forget to.
Don't forget it.
And don't forget to.
Don't forget it, baby. Y'all win.
And don't forget to bring your mouthpiece included. I gotta make TATN.
Right?
TATN.